Incredible day, family. Welcome to the Your Perspective Matters podcast. I am your host, Ronald, where we focus on having uncomfortable conversations. Why? Because I believe that uncomfortability breeds growth. On today is, I think I'm going to do it a little differently. This topic was inspired by a recent conversation that I have, and I just want to invite you into my conversation. But before I do that, I want to wish you guys, I'm about to say Merry Christmas. That is crazy. I want to wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. I hope that you had an amazing Valentine's Day. I hope you was bombarded with love. It was remarkable experiences. Fortunately for me, I did not, but it was still a great day. You know, every day is a great day above ground for sure. And I want to talk about something. I think that I like so I like to talk about some underlining issues, right? There's so many different types of issues or different issues in the world, but I like to talk about the deep things, right? The things that, like, if we fix this, then a lot of our world or our being or our society would be a lot better, right? And this conversation was a very interesting one that I'm like, you know what, I can't just have this um by ourselves. I have to make it to the public, right? So I want to talk from a sense. I think we I think we're some really amazing people. I think we're actually very incredible. I want to start off there, right? Just know that you are great. Know that you are exactly where you need to be in life right now, right? And I'm leveraging this right now because I want to build off of it because we are so amazing, but mm, we tend to discredit the things that we have. We tend to the things that we possess or the people that's in our life, what happens is they don't have the same value as when they started. Like, if you notice, when you get into a friendship or a relationship or a new job, a new gig or whatever, the excitement that you have. You're super excited, you're super curious, you're so eager to want to learn things, but then as you continuously start going through it, what happens is you discredit it. Like, you'll be at your job, you'll be at, in a relationship, even with family. The value that you had for them in the beginning is different. Now, I believe it changes throughout your journey in life, right? I believe it's supposed to change. Like, there's supposed to be like ups and downs. There's supposed to be some more things and then some less of things. But overall, things change. And with this, I think number one, or before I get to number one, the topic that I want to talk from is the topic of what's worth having. What's worth having. So it stems obviously from the quote, what's worth having is worth fighting for. Now, I think that and it's funny because I just went to the store and I was talking to the person at the counter, um and I just asked him a question and then it triggered into us having a conversation. And then he asked me like, "Hey, how's the podcast going?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm actually going to talk about on a topic of what's worth having." And essentially we focus on, "Hey, I know this is worth having, but we're not fighting for it." So if you're not fighting for it, then is it really worth having, or do you really feel like it's worth having, right? So, and this brings me to my first point, right? Point number one when it comes to this is friends. I think friends are people that um are placed in our life, but we get to choose along the way, right? I think that there are friends that you have to choose, you have to accept, right? Um what's the word? And because of this, I'm saying I'm a lot. I'm sorry for that. I'm just my mind is like racing. I'm thinking of a thousand thoughts right now. But when it comes to friendship, I think the issue is that mm, we're not valuing our friends, right? Like, are you worth having in my life? Like, we have to assess the whole situation, right? Think about all the people that you're hanging out with, right? Specifically friends, and ask yourself that question. Is this friendship worth having? So, one of the things to help identify that is number one in this, remember all of what the friendship had to offer to you in a positive sense, right? We can always talk about the negative. The negative is always going to, in some way, kind of like overthrow the positive because we are individuals that just cling more to the negative than the positive. But I want to talk from the positive sense. What are some things of this person or in this relationship, this friendship, that has offered me in a good way, right? Has being with them changed my life? Has being with them been something where I've done something monumental with them? Do we have any memories, right? I think those are some of the underlining things that can at least start with determining, is this worth fighting for? Because quite frankly, there are many friends or people we call friends that are not friends, more like associates or more like just people that we meet that are not worth fighting for. But in this sense, there are some individuals in your life that has changed the game for you. They've been able to alter or help change your perspective in a way where it's actually more beneficial and helpful to you. Right? Like, I can attest, I have many people in my life that has allowed me to shape my perspective. That's why I love this podcast so much, and that's why I love the name of this podcast, because of the fact that it just consistently reminds me that my perspective matters. And it matters so much to the point where, yes, it is true to you, but it can also be damaging to you. So if it's damaging to you, then should my perspective stay the same always? No, it has to change. There has to be a level of development when it comes to your perspective. So, is your friends worth fighting for? Like, I have people in my life that I deem that are my friends, or in my past podcast episodes, right? I talked about village, right? I have a village, and the interesting thing is we've kind of been um what's the word? We kind of been not lazy, but like separated, right? There has been some pushback in a way where we're not talking as much, we're not hanging out as much. Does that make it, yeah, I should just throw the friendship away? Absolutely not. The focus actually is realizing, hey, they are my village. They're not just a regular community. They're not just a friend down the block or whatever, or somebody I just met off the street. They're actually valuable people in my life. So we need to focus on exercising the worth. How you exercise the worth, how you exercise stewardship in your friendship is one of the ways, at least, is fighting for them. I think it's very important. How do you fight for them, Ron? How do you fight for those people that have been in your life for quite a bit and they mean a lot to you, but they just not talking to you as much, right? Well, number one, be grateful, right? Or not grateful, be graceful. You have to give them grace because you don't know what they are going through. You don't know the silent battles that they encounter. I'd be a fool if I say, you know what, shame on you for not hitting me up, but me not hitting you up to check to see that you're okay. What if you just lost your parent? What if you just got into a car accident? What if you just got out of a relationship? What if you had a bad argument with somebody? What if just there are a few things that you were betting on to go your way and they just didn't? Now I'm going to judge you off of nothing and be mad that you didn't hit me up. So I'm throwing a friendship away. Nah, you got to fight for this, right? We got to be able to fight for our friendship, right? So, number one is be graceful. Number two, another way of fighting for your friendship is be the example. Be the friend that you want. Be the friend that you want your friend to be to you. If you want somebody to check up on you, my question to you is, have you checked up on them? Ouch. Like, I gotta say ouch because that hits me. Like, me thinking about this, I'm like, there are some people that I care about that I just haven't checked on. Mm, 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 mm. Eh, Like, can we be honest here, right? Do I have your permission to make you uncomfortable? Because if I have your permission to make you uncomfortable, there's going to be moments where you realize I wasn't doing my part. Yes, I'm graceful, I'm considerate that they're going through, but now there's action involved. Do I actually hit them up? Do I check on them? Am I reciprocating this? Like what they say, it takes respect to get respect. If you're not respecting the person, why would you want or why do you expect it to automatically come back to you if you have not given it out? Hello? Somebody, right? So and that's what I practice all the time. Um actually those two individuals that's in my village, after church we were talking, and right before I left them, she said something interesting, and she said that, hey, you, if anybody is called to the men is you. And I said, like, it's, I try not to be boastful or cocky. I don't want it to be perceived, but it's something that I expect people to say. Why? Because I'm consistently every single day focusing on setting the example, on being the example, right? My response to her question or her statement was, it's because I love people. That's the underlining drive for me to be able to reach out to the other men, or really it's just reach out to other people, right? We can lowball it. And she said something about me talking to, or a lot of people don't talk to the musicians, or a lot of people don't, but it's not even about just a specific type of people. I just love people. Ron, why are you so obsessed with people? Why do you love people? Because I am a people. I am a person. So if I love you, how I love you is directly correlated to how I love myself. How I love myself is directly correlated to how I love God. Like there is a. It's almost like it's a holy trinity. It's almost like that's the trinity. That's the cycle. That's the triangle. That's the circle, right? Circle of life, right? You love you love God to allow you to love yourself so that way you can be able to love others. And then it goes back into loving God again and all of the things, right? Just it's a never-ending circle. But if you unplug one of those things from that trinity, from that trio, from that triangle, then there is obviously a missing piece. But not only is it a missing piece, but there it causes issues. I was watching excuse me, I was watching this video of this guy fix brakes on what was it, like a bike. Was it a bike? No, it was a car, right? And like it was like links, right, to the brake or whatever. To the chain. There we go. And it was one link that was off. So as it was going, like it went in circles, what happens is that little link causes so much issues in that connection. If there is a connection between you and someone else, or you, someone else, and God, right? And you pull one of the pieces out, that causes a disruption. That causes disconnection. So we can't get confused, or we cannot be surprised. Hey, why isn't this working properly? Why are these things not going according to what um according to what I envisioned? Well, it's because you have a missing link, right? So we talked about friendship. I want to talk about family, right? So hmm, friendship are people that you get to choose. Family you can't. Now, granted, there are going to be people that are more family like, right? You'll probably develop um more of a family than most people, right? Um, but hold on, I think my live is messing up. Is it messing up? Hold up. Oh, oh, all right, we good. We good. Wait, whoa, hold on. Let's see. Are we? Yep, we are. We're back. Sorry about that. So, friendship is people that you get to choose in your life. I think family are people that you don't get to choose, but it's still people that you have to steward. Mom, dad, brother, sister, uncles, grandma. Are they worth fighting for? I think, speaking from a sibling standpoint, I think one of the issues that I personally have faced is that you see, and this is definitely pertaining to family in general, right? That what happens is you become too familiar to your family. So when you be the only one that wants to start the business, when you're the one that wants to go to church, when you're the one that wants to hang around different ethnic groups, when you're the one that wants to travel out of state, you're looked upon as, oh, this dude that used to pee in the bed. Oh, this dude that always used to eat his boogers, or this dude that tripped during sound check or whatever. Like, there are things that they see, they like literally you're just stuck in this specific circle, this specific ideology, idea that they formulated because of who you used to be or what they've seen you at previously, right? And you don't go past that. You're not able to grow past that because they don't allow you in their heads. They don't allow you to, right? So having family is so much worth fighting for, but we discredit and we become too familiar with the people in our family. So we say, yeah, my brother and sister, yeah, they're worth having in my life. But I can't see my brother and sister as the next president. I can't see my brother and sister as the next CEO. I can't see my brother and sister. We used to drink like crazy, and now you're talking about going to church, let alone being a pastor? Hold on. Where we do that at? Right? Can somebody attest to that? Like, am I speaking to myself? Because I have no problem doing that, right? Hence, we're on the Your Perspective Matters podcast. But there's people like that. That's how we treat a lot of our family. I want to make you aware that there's things and people in your life that's worth fighting for, right? I mean, we can move it along. We can talk about our jobs. How many of us complain about the money? Mm, 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 mm. We complain about the money we making at the job, but we need it. Like, let me tell you, there has to be a level of fighting that you need to have. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. I just this is good because it's real for me, right? Like, me coming to Vegas, me moving to Vegas was not an easy thing for me to, well, the decision was easy, but what it came with wasn't, right? I went from New York to Houston, I went from Houston to Vegas. And with Houston's with Texas in general, I've been there several times. With Vegas, I've never been here. So for me to come to a state that I've never been, but I'm just living in with no other help except one friend was actually really crazy. It was mind boggling. But I say all that to say that when it comes to jobs, you want to be sustainable, right? For me, I've been homeless a few times. So, number one, getting a job was me fighting for my my stability of being in a place, of having money to exchange. So when I say, hey, I want to lay my head here, I can lay it at a hotel, at an Airbnb, at an apartment, right? If I don't have the money, then it's just irrelevant. I don't get a chance to live out the comfortability that I want because I didn't fight for it hard enough, right? Like, even with the jobs that we are applying to, right? You're you mean to tell me that just because the other jobs we had before laid us off that we don't try to apply for others? No. Stability is worth fighting for. So you fight for stability by going at another job. Continue to apply. With relationships, right? Or let's go back to friendships. With friendships, there's friends that's in our life that might have done us dirty before, and we're no longer friends. Do I not make another friend again because I went through all the pain. No, relationships is worth fighting for because friendships is worth fighting for because it's helpful for you to go through something with someone versus having to go through something by yourself. We've all been there where we had to go through a season or a situation by ourselves. That's not the best of things. That's not the best of feelings, right? And lastly, when it comes to even business, when it comes to even entrepreneurship, it is worth fighting for. Now, granted, it is not the easiest of things, but business and entrepreneurship is spiritual. You cannot have the level of success that you truly desire without incorporating spiritual, without incorporating God in it. That's why it's hard. People like, man, I just don't get it. It costs too much. It's People fail at it all the time. Well, people fail at it all the time because they're not organized. People fail at it all the time because they quit too early. Statistics state that businesses fail within their first 3 to 5 years. So, if that's true, then that's stating that most business owners don't stick it out long enough, which means that they're not fighting for what they deem is worth having. You said it's worth having, so why you ain't fighting for it? Like you don't know. You don't know when your next increase of income. You don't know when your influx of clients is gonna come. So you gotta stick it out, right? Obviously, I'm talking about when you are in a specific situation or field that is conducive to your growth, that is conducive to where you are going to be within the next couple of years, right? I'm not talking about you just picking up something and then dropping it and then that was the best decision because you dropped something that you wasn't supposed to be holding in the first place, right? I'm talking about when you have the thing, this is the thing that you're supposed to be doing, but you are becoming winded. You're becoming discouraged because I'm not getting no clientele, because I'm not in profit. Like there's businesses that I know that are monumental now, but they didn't make any profit they first 2 years in business. I can't remember the company name, but there was another company that he didn't make profit within the first 5 years. First 5 years is crazy. Like you got to be absolutely insane to stick to something like that where you don't make profit. Like what? It's crazy. But it's worth it. He deemed it to be worth it, so he fought for it. He stood long enough, right? One of the fruits of the spirit, long suffering. He suffered long. He suffered well. And he was able to he's a multi-millionaire. Multi well, I don't know if he's I think he's close to the billions, but he's up there, right? He's like not like 2 million, 3 million. This man is like 6, 700 million net worth. Like he's up there. He's yeah. It's I gotta research it again, but that man. So we need to fight for these things, right? Remember, I told you one of the ways or two of the ways to be able to fight for it is to be able to have grace. Well, that was in friendship, but in friendship, to have grace and to be able to be the example. One way you can fight for business, right, is education. Am I educated enough about my services? Am I educated enough about business itself? Like, people come to me all the time and they question me or they ask me like, "Yo, how why is it that you know all of what you know? Like, I need to be a part of what you're doing." And I'm like, "That's great, but it's because I educated myself." Like, I come from a place where I didn't have the resources that I fully needed or wanted. So as I became an adult, I made a decision that I'm going to live my life according to my own decisions and no one else. So if I'm going to do that, then guess what? I need to make sure that I am not illiterate in every avenue of life. Like, I didn't know how to do anything in life. Now I feel like I know how to do a lot of things. Not everything, but I feel like I know how to do a lot, right? And that's very important, right? Business, one ways to fight is is studying the business, is learning. But another part of being able to fight for your business or fight in entrepreneurship, it's really partnership. Who can you partner with? Like, put your pride to the side. Put your signs to the side, right? We want to predicate everything on signs. Oh, if you're this kind of sign, then you're this spokesperson, or you're shy. Who cares about all of that? Put all of that to the side, right? Put your introvert and extrovert to the side. Let's just be a person. Let's just be a person. And let's learn how to have conversations with people, be interested in other people, that eventually creates relationships, which comes to be partnerships. Like, whoo, that is powerful. There is so many people that I've done things with, and that there are things that are in talking stages right now or building stages that I'm with some people, all because I was able to be willing to create the relationship. I was genuinely interested in the person. And because I was interested in the person, we have similar beliefs. We are going in the same direction. We are equally yoked in that manner. So, bet, why would I not want to do business with you? Why would I not want to create something with you? Why would I not want to impact with you? Even if it's something like, maybe we're in the same field, but we're not working in the same company. We can help elevate each other, right? You have something like, what is the group called? A circle of CEOs. Each one of them are a leader, a monumental leader in their own space. But they're known, or one way that they are known is through the group, circle of CEOs. But individually, they're monumentally known in that a specific space. So you can even do that too, right? And these things are important because it just, you learn, okay, I can build a relationship, create partnership, but it doesn't have to stop with just for business. That skill pours out into your friendships. That skill pours out into your family. That skill pours out into the next job that you'll take. So it literally overflows and go into any and every other thing that's in your life. So my question to you is, what do you deem is worth having? Because what's worth having is worth fighting for. Family, I appreciate you for this time and listening to my perspective, because yes, my perspective matters, but I need you to know that yours matter too. I'll see you on the next episode as we dive deeper, but as we just focus on developing ourselves in personal development. Also, before we go, if you have not cop the merch yet, if you have not bought the merch, I need you to go on the website. It's perspectiveapparel.com. It's perspectiveapparel.com. We have a special pre-order promotion going on for all of my hats right now, and if you use the promo code FIRST100, you'll be one of the first 100 people that's gonna take advantage of the buy one get one free. Yes, I said it. If you buy one hat, you'll get the next free. But you must use the promo code. If you have not liked or subscribed to the podcast, click that button right now. Become a part of the family. Become a part of a unique community that's coming forth where we're able to share and shape perspectives. See you next week, family. Having a great, amazing day.